Hello, and welcome to another MCO market update on Bitcoin. Yeah, here on the Bitcoin chart, we are still dealing with ongoing sideways consolidation. I covered yesterday also the daily chart, so if you're interested in that, feel free to check out the last video. It pretty much is still relevant, given that really we haven't seen much action. I'm certainly not convinced yet that a low has formed in this fourth wave here on Wednesday. While it initially looked like that and I was tracking an AB structure, or let's say an AB setup, while that is still valid, I would have loved to see a C wave rally from here to confirm that further. Given that this is only 3 waves up so far, I'm just not convinced yet, or at least we have no confirmation. Without any small micro 5-wave move up or a break above yesterday's high that formed here at around $85,450, just below our Fibonacci resistance level at 85,715. Well, without a break above those levels, or at least a pattern that is a little bit more constructive of the lows, there is really no confirmation that we have started that C wave rally. Okay, so I think we have to be a little bit careful here not to confirm a low yet, but I can still track it. I can still say we have let's say a working assumption that this here is an AB structure, but it looked a little bit more probable yesterday. The fact that we got rejected in resistance and had quite a sharp decline, I'm just not convinced yet. Okay, I'm not convinced. Either way, as you know, our scenarios are covered. The white count, let's say, is covered as long as the price holds above the red line. So, apologies, $78,420 is still the swing low that must hold to keep the bullish scenario, the directly bullish scenario here alive in wave C to the upside, yeah? Or let's say in the white count, we're tracking the diagonal pattern, right? So we say, hey, maybe a more substantial low formed indeed on Monday, the 7th of April. This is a wave 1, a wave 2. Yeah, and then, the third wave could be unfolding still. A, B, and then the C wave might see one more high. So like this to complete the third wave. Then wave 4, then wave 5. Now if we go lower, it might very well be that the third wave already topped, which is absolutely possible. Okay, it's long enough. It's a 3-wave move up, which this third wave should be. Just at the moment, it still allows for the interpretation that we get one more high in the third wave. But okay, if we go much lower, have to take the assumption that the fourth wave is already unfolding, circle 4. But even then, we can hold, as long as we don't get a decisive break below the B wave low, 10th of April low, at $78,450. The idea is still that this could be an internal fourth wave. So it would nothing is really changing. The white count does not reduce in probability until we break below that level. At the same time, we have to give it that much space. Yeah, we have to give the market a little bit of room. So I explained yesterday we really have 2 levels to watch here from a directly bullish point of view. The first level is the swing low that formed on Tuesday the 15th. We can use that one. That's at $83,100. So as long as that level is holding, the market could move higher more directly. Yeah, and this scenario is valid that a 5th wave up has started. Now, if you want to, you can also use yesterday's low, because really the price should not break below the B wave low at around 83,260 if the wave 5 in white has started. Just a question of how narrow you want, the stop to be, or tight. But with only 3 waves up from the Wednesday low, or the Tuesday low actually, with only 3 waves up, and a sharp decline, it's just not high probability. And also we have not even broken above resistance. So the pressure isn't clearly up yet. And therefore the next key level, if the price goes a little lower, below that first level I mentioned, then the 10th of April low comes into play here at 78,420. It is. Yeah. And as long as we're holding above that level, overall the white count is valid. Regardless, I'm not talking about really the nanostructure here, but we can still track it as a diagonal pattern to the upside. Only below $78,420, I would have to assume a new low is coming with a, with a maybe around about 72, 73K region as next downside target. At the moment, I would prefer really that a low has indeed formed here on the 7th of April. But the move up is extremely, extremely choppy, corrective. And unfortunately, due to these corrective patterns, it is difficult to interpret the nanostructures. Really, nothing has changed over the last few days, even the last week or so. But still, it allows for various interpretations. The fact that we don't really have an impulse to the upside. We only have choppy overlapping price structures, a diagonal pattern. So I'll keep you updated. That should give you all the levels. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.